Let's get one thing straight. Your pantry's white, granulated sugar is a recent arrival. For most of human history, if you wanted sweet, you had to get creative. And sometimes, a little sticky. The original sweetener? Honey. Not just a cute, bear-shaped bottle, but a substance so valuable ancient civilizations treated it like liquid gold. There's an 8,000-year-old cave painting in Spain showing someone risking life and limb to raid a beehive. That's how far we'd go for a taste of sweetness. Honey wasn't just for flavor, it was medicine, a preservative, even currency. The Egyptians paid taxes with it. The quest for sweetness is in our DNA. It drove innovation, trade, and some daring apiary acrobatics. Our ancestors' sweeteners were a global potluck. Date paste in Mesopotamia, maple syrup in North America, each one a reflection of its land and people. These weren't just ingredients, they were the original artisanal small-batch products. Why care about ancient sweeteners? Because rediscovering them is a culinary reawakening. It's about flavors flattened by the monoculture of refined sugar, floral, fruity, smoky, even funky. Sweet doesn't have to mean just one thing. This journey is your ticket to a more flavorful future. So grab your metaphorical pith helmet and spatula. We're about to dig into the sweet secrets of the past. Trust me, it's going to be a delicious excavation. The story of sweetness is about survival, culture, and the universal human desire to make life just a little bit sweeter. Let's explore how our ancestors satisfied their cravings. Ready? Let's go. The adventure begins now. Picture ancient Egypt, pyramids, hieroglyphs, and master beekeepers. Honey was their primary sweetener, used in everything from cakes to beer. Egyptians managed bees in clay hives, treating honey as a sacred gift from the sun god Ra. It was used in religious ceremonies, as offerings, and even buried with pharaohs for the afterlife. Thanks to honey's natural antimicrobial properties, archaeologists have found 3,000-year-old honey that's still edible. Beyond food, honey was medicine. Ancient scrolls listed as a remedy for wounds, burns, and sore throats. Egyptians recognized honey's healing power long before modern science explained it. Their honey was raw, unfiltered, and bursting with flavors from lotus, acacia, and papyrus. It wasn't just a sweetener, it defined the flavor of a civilization. They glazed meats, made pastries, and used honey as a preservative. It was their sugar, their medicine, and their connection to the divine. Honey was a cornerstone of Egyptian life. It was versatile, powerful, and packed with personality. Imagine a world where honey was the ultimate treat. For the Egyptians, it truly was. And that's more than just a drizzle. Now to the Fertile Crescent, where dates were the reigning sweetener. If honey was liquid gold, dates were nature's candy bars. The date palm was the tree of life, food, shelter, and a source of caramel-like sweetness. Dates were a staple, perfect for desert travelers and nomads. Dried dates became a chewy, long-lasting energy source. Pressed dates yielded dibs, a rich syrup for drizzling, sweetening, and cooking. Dates were woven into culture and religion, breaking fast during Ramadan, for example. Their natural sugars gave quick energy, while fiber aided digestion. Dates added texture, moisture, and depth to dishes like mamoul and savory tagines. They were more than food, they were spiritual and physical sustenance. Before refined sugar, dates offered a masterclass in nuanced sweetness. The best candy really does grow on trees. And for millennia, dates were proof. Now, to the forests of northeastern North America, where indigenous peoples tapped maple trees for sweetness. This wasn't just finding something sweet, it was a sophisticated seasonal ritual. Tribes like the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee tapped trees during late winter, collecting sap in birch bark buckets. The sap, mostly water, was boiled down for hours to create thick amber maple syrup. Maple syrup was vital, energy and nutrition after long winters, and a reason for community celebration. It sweetened drinks, glazed meats, and was even made into granulated sugar for trade. European settlers learned the process from indigenous peoples, adapting it with new tools. Maple syrup's flavor, caramel, vanilla, woody, can't be replicated. It's a direct taste of the forest, shaped by soil, climate, and tree. Maple syrup is a sweet legacy, tapped from the heartwood of a continent, and it's still celebrated today. Our sweet journey continues, this time to Mexico, where the agave plant was prized for its nectar long before tequila. Ancient Mesoamericans harvested aguamiel, boiling it into syrup or fermenting it into pulque, a sacred drink. Agave syrup was a sweetener, a medicine, and a vital resource. In South America, the Guarani people used stevia leaves to sweeten foods and teas, centuries before zero-calorie sweeteners were trendy. Stevia's sweetness comes from compounds hundreds of times sweeter than sugar, but with no calories. Meanwhile in China, Buddhist monks cultivated monk fruit, using its dried form to make sweet medicinal drinks. Monk fruit's mugricides deliver intense sweetness without calories. These cultures weren't just satisfying cravings, they were creating remedies and rituals. Today, we're rediscovering these ancient plants as modern alternatives. The world's sweet tooth has always been inventive, and the best ideas are often the oldest. So, with all these amazing sweeteners, what happened? 2 words, sugarcane and power. Sugarcane was cultivated for millennia, but refining it into white crystals changed everything. When this white gold reached Europe, it became a status symbol. The age of exploration brought sugar plantations to the New World, built on the backs of enslaved Africans. Sugar production exploded, turning a luxury into a cheap commodity. As sugar became accessible, it pushed out traditional sweeteners. Why spend days making maple syrup or risking bee stings for honey when you could buy a bag of sugar? The Industrial Revolution made sugar even more ubiquitous. Its neutral flavor and addictive qualities led to a global takeover. The result? A homogenized world of sweetness with ancient flavors fading into the background. The cultural rituals and deep connections to land were lost. The sugar takeover wasn't just culinary, it was cultural with lasting consequences. The world got sweeter but lost a lot of flavor. Why do we crave sweetness so much? It's biology. For ancient humans, sweet meant safe, energy-rich food. Our brains evolved to love sweet and avoid bitter. Bitter often meant poison. Eating sweet triggers dopamine, lighting up our brain's reward centers. Refined sugar delivers an intense dopamine hit, far beyond what nature intended. Modern foods are engineered for maximum bliss, exploiting our ancient wiring. The result? Overconsumption, cravings, and health problems. Ancient sweeteners had built-in advantages: honey with enzymes, dates with fiber, maple syrup with minerals. These whole foods delivered sweetness in a complex package, leading to a more balanced response. They didn't cause the same addictive rush as refined sugar. Sweetness, as nature intended, was about balance, not overload. And that's a lesson worth remembering. After a century-long sugar binge, we're waking up with a collective hangover. People want sweetness without the crash or health risks. This has sparked a revival of ancient alternatives: honey, maple syrup, date syrup, now starring in the health food aisle. We're also embracing modern science: stevia, monk fruit, and sugar alcohols like erythritol and xylitol. These offer sweetness with fewer calories and less blood sugar impact. But not all alternatives are perfect. Some cause digestive issues or have aftertastes. The key is curiosity and respect, just like with ancient sweeteners. Today's landscape blends old and new brownies with monk fruit, drinks with stevia. We're using technology to rediscover the benefits of plants known for millennia. The single-minded pursuit of white sugar may have been a mistake. Now we're rebuilding a diverse pantry of sweetness. It's a new kind of culinary exploration. The future of sweet is variety, not uniformity, and that's something to savor. What have we learned? Sweetness was never just one thing. It was a tapestry of flavors, textures, and traditions. Floral honey, caramel dates, woody maple. These were cultural artifacts, connecting people to land and history. Refined sugar changed everything. Cheap, powerful, but at a cost to health, environment, and culture. Now we're at a crossroads, armed with science and rediscovering ancient wisdom. We're turning back to honey, maple, dates, stevia, and monk fruit. The story of sweetness is the story of us: survival, innovation, pleasure, and power. The goal isn't one perfect substitute, but a diverse palette of sweeteners. Sweetness is a connection to history, culture, and nature. And that's a truly sweet thought.